Has anyone ever told you that you look younger than you actually are? Maybe you've heard the classic, "Wow, you don't look your age at all." If that's happened to you, know that it's not just about genetics. There are hidden reasons behind this phenomenon, and some of them might surprise you. But what if I told you that Stoic wisdom can help you not only maintain that youthful appearance, but also keep your mind strong and resilient? Because youth isn't just about wrinkles or grey hair. It's about how you handle life, stress, and emotions. The modern world is full of people aging before their time. The fast pace, anxiety, lack of purpose, and endless worries drain vitality just as much as the passing years. But the Stoics already knew that the way you face daily challenges can impact not only your mental health, but even your appearance. Do you really know why you look younger? And more importantly, how can you keep that youthful energy inside and out? In today's video, I'll show you 7 hidden reasons why some people seem to defy aging and how you can apply these Stoic lessons to your daily life. Stick around till the end, because each of these points comes with a practical solution that can make a real difference in your life. Before we start, if you're new to my channel, take a second to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my content, helping you live a fuller, more meaningful life. First, you stress less than most people. Have you ever noticed how some people face stressful situations with total calm, while others let anxiety eat them alive? Stress isn't just an emotional issue. It directly affects your body, speeds up aging, and harms your health. But if you stress less than most people, it might mean that consciously or unconsciously, you've already grasped one of the most powerful secrets of Stoic philosophy. And if you haven't mastered this skill yet, today you'll learn how to apply this principle to your life. Imagine 2 people dealing with the same problem. Both receive bad news at work. One panics, gets angry, and lets it ruin their entire day. The other simply accepts the situation, takes a deep breath, and moves on. Which one is aging faster? The answer is obvious. Epictetus used to say that people aren't disturbed by events, but by the way they interpret them. This means the real problem isn't the situation itself. It's how you choose to react to it. The first way to reduce stress is by asking yourself, can I change this situation? If the answer is yes, take action without draining yourself emotionally. If the answer is no, accept it and move on. This simple shift in mindset can save you from wasting time and energy on unnecessary worries. Another key Stoic principle for handling stress is amor fati, which means embracing life's events as if you had chosen them. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to welcome everything that happens with gratitude because every situation brings a lesson. Instead of resisting reality, ask yourself what you can learn from it. When something unexpected happens, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try reframing it to, "How can I use this to my advantage?" This approach doesn't just reduce stress, it strengthens your mental resilience. Many people burden themselves with insignificant problems and stress over things that don't really matter. Epictetus said that if someone speaks badly of you, there's no reason to react with anger, because that person is simply expressing their own limited perspective of the world. A lot of our suffering comes from caring too much about other people's opinions. When something bothers you, ask yourself, will this matter a month from now? What about a year from now? If the answer is no, just let it go and move on. Another powerful Stoic method to reduce stress is practicing silence and breath control. Seneca once said that sometimes even staying silent is an answer. Before reacting impulsively to any situation, take a deep breath and wait. Your breath is a powerful tool to calm your mind and regain emotional control. A simple technique is to slowly inhale through your nose, hold your breath for a few seconds, and then exhale in a controlled manner through your mouth. This instantly reduces tension and helps you think more clearly. Stress can drain your energy, speed up aging, and limit your ability to enjoy life. But the choice is yours. Accept what can't be changed, stop worrying about things that won't matter in the long run, and practice silence and deep breathing before reacting. Marcus Aurelius said that if something is within your power, fix it. If it's not, accept it and move forward. Second, you stay calm under pressure. Have you ever noticed how some people manage to stay calm even in the most challenging situations? While many panic and make impulsive decisions, Others stand their ground, analyze the problem clearly, and find the best way out. If you're one of those people, know that this ability isn't just a personality trait, it's a core principle of Stoic philosophy. And if you haven't mastered it yet, today you'll learn how to apply this virtue to your daily life. Imagine a soldier on the battlefield. If he lets fear take over, he'll lose control of the situation and make poor decisions. But if he keeps his mind cool and rational, his chances of surviving and winning increase dramatically. The same goes for life. Marcus Aurelius, who wasn't just a Stoic philosopher but also the emperor of Rome, faced wars, betrayals, and plagues, yet he never lost his composure. He left us with a valuable lesson. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your interpretation of it. And this you have the power to change. The first way to put this into practice is by replacing impulse with reason. When something throws you off balance, instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, take a deep breath and ask yourself, does this situation require an immediate response, or can I take a moment to reflect before acting? 99% of the time, the best decision comes from calm, not haste. Another essential Stoic principle is emotional detachment. Epictetus taught that we should act as spectators of our own lives, observing events from an external perspective rather than being ruled by emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but facing them without panic. The next time you feel under pressure, try viewing the scene as if you were watching a movie. Ask yourself, how would a wise and composed character react in this situation? This simple exercise can help you avoid knee-jerk reactions and make more strategic decisions. Many times, we lose our cool because we place too much importance on irrelevant things. Seneca reminds us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. In other words, most of our stress comes from worrying about what could happen rather than what's actually happening. If you feel like you're about to lose control, pause and ask yourself, will this even matter a month from now? If not, then it's not worth your emotional energy. Another powerful exercise practiced by the Stoics is premeditation of adversity. Marcus Aurelius advised thinking about everything that could go wrong, not to be pessimistic, but to be mentally prepared. If you're facing a challenge and feel the pressure building, ask yourself, what's the worst possible outcome? And if it happens, what can I do? Most of the time, you'll realize that even the worst-case scenario is manageable, which immediately lowers emotional stress. Breathing is also a crucial tool for staying calm. In tense moments, your body naturally speeds up your heart rate and breathing, amplifying the feeling of stress. But you can counteract this with a simple Stoic exercise. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold your breath for a few seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this until your mind regains control. True strength isn't about reacting explosively. It's about staying composed when everyone else is losing control. As Epictetus said, real progress is staying unshaken no matter what happens. This doesn't mean being indifferent, but having the wisdom not to waste energy on things that don't deserve your attention. Staying calm under pressure isn't a gift. It's a skill you can train. Next time you face a difficult moment, remember these lessons. Breathe, emotionally detach from the situation, question the real importance of the problem, and always be mentally prepared for challenges. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Third, you care less about what others think. Have you ever held back from doing something because you were afraid of what others might think? Have you ever felt trapped by other people's expectations, worrying more about their opinions than your own happiness? If so, know that this is one of the heaviest burdens you can carry. But if you've already realized that you care less about what people say, then you're much closer to true freedom. And today, you'll understand how Stoic philosophy can help you strengthen this mindset even more. Imagine an actor on stage in a packed theater. If he's overly concerned about the audience's reaction, he might lose his natural flow and ruin his performance. But if he focuses on what's within his control, his role, his delivery, his presence, he'll have a day. much better chance of doing a great job. The same applies to life. Epictetus teaches us, if you wish to improve, be prepared to be ridiculed, mocked, and looked down upon. But if you persist on the path of reason, those who once laughed at you will later admire you. The first way to apply this lesson is by understanding what's truly within your control. You can control your actions, your choices, and your discipline, but you can't control how others interpret them. Wasting energy worrying about things beyond your control is pointless. Next time you feel afraid of other people's opinions, ask yourself, is this within my power, or does it depend on someone else's judgment? If it depends on others, let it go. Another powerful strategy is developing a strong sense of identity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't waste what remains of your life worrying about what others think of you unless it serves a practical purpose." He reminds us that most of the time, other people's opinions add nothing useful to our journey. So instead of shaping your actions to please others, focus on living according to your own principles. One of people's biggest fears is being judged. But think for a moment, how many times have you worried about what someone might think of you, only to realize later that they weren't even paying attention? The truth is, most people are too caught up in their own lives to notice you as much as you imagine. Epictetus reinforces this when he says, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." If you're too focused on seeking approval, you miss the chance to grow and evolve. And if criticism comes your way, Seneca teaches us to handle it with indifference. He said, "No one can harm me because no one can force me to feel something without my consent." This means that words only have the power you give them. If someone criticizes you destructively, instead of getting defensive or upset, ask yourself, does this opinion have merit? If it does, use it as a lesson. If it doesn't, ignore it. Another effective Stoic exercise is exposure to discomfort. If you fear judgment, intentionally put yourself in situations where you might be judged. Wear something different from your usual style. Express an unpopular opinion. Do something without worrying about how it will be perceived. Over time, you'll realize that nothing catastrophic happens. This is a powerful mental training to free yourself from the need for approval. True freedom comes when you live according to your values without seeking external validation. As Marcus Aurelius put it, tranquility can only be found within us, not in the opinions of others. Worrying about what people think drains your energy and limits your choices, but Stoicism teaches that true peace comes from following your own path with courage and conviction. Next time you catch yourself worrying about what others might say, remember these Stoic lessons. Ask yourself, does this really matter? Is this under my control? Does this criticism have real value? If the answer is no, move on. Fourth, you take care of your body with balance. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to carry a different kind of energy? They don't just look younger, they're more energetic, more confident, and mentally stronger. That doesn't happen by chance. Taking care of your body with balance is one of the secrets to a longer, healthier life, but it's also key to a sharper, more disciplined mind. And the Stoics knew this over 2,000 years ago. Today you'll learn how their philosophy can help you build a strong body without extremes, applying the wisdom of the greatest Stoic masters in a practical way. Imagine a warrior preparing for battle. If his body is weak, he'll be defeated before he even gets a chance to fight. But if he's well trained, he'll have the endurance, agility, and strength to face any challenge. The same goes for life. As Seneca put it, the body must be treated with strictness, so that it does not disobey the mind. This means that a disciplined body also strengthens the mind. If you want a resilient mind, start by strengthening your body. The first way to apply this is by understanding that your body is a tool, not an end in itself. The Stoics valued health but not vanity. This means we should take care of our bodies to live better, not to impress others. The next time you feel lazy about working out or eating something nutritious, remember, this isn't about looks, it's about function. A strong body supports a strong mind. Another powerful lesson comes from Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Nothing should be done at random, but according to a well-defined principle and discipline." This includes our diet, sleep, and daily habits. Eating in a balanced way doesn't mean following extreme diets, but understanding that both excess and neglect are harmful. The Stoic path is about moderation. Before overindulging in anything, ask yourself, is this making me stronger or weaker? If it's making you weaker, it might be time to reconsider. Physical exercise was also seen as essential by the Stoics. Epictetus advised training both the body and the mind, since one influences the other. Seneca reinforced this idea, saying, "The soul must be hardened through effort, so that it does not grow weak from luxury." In other words, too much comfort can make us weak, so instead of avoiding discomfort, embrace it. Work out even when you don't feel like it. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Challenge your body to make it more resilient. Rest is another key factor. Many people take pride in sleeping little and working non-stop. But Marcus Aurelius warned, give your body the rest it deserves. Taking care of your body also means respecting its limits. Get enough sleep, because rest is essential for your mind to function properly. A tired mind doesn't make good decisions. The Stoics also spoke about the importance of fasting and self-control with food. They believed that occasional deprivation helped strengthen discipline. You don't need to follow an extreme routine, but from time to time, cutting back on excess can build your willpower. Next time you feel the urge to eat something just for instant pleasure, try resisting it. Notice that you control your impulses, not the other way around. Taking care of your body with balance is one of the most effective ways to keep your mind strong and ready for life's challenges. It's not about obsessing over looks or making extreme sacrifices. It's about living with moderation, discipline, and respect for your body. As Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. The discomfort you feel when exercising, eating mindfully, or sleeping on time is exactly what makes you stronger. Fifth, you stay curious and keep learning. Have you ever noticed how some people always seem one step ahead? They learn fast, adapt easily, and maintain a youthful energy regardless of age. That's no coincidence. Curiosity and the constant pursuit of knowledge are habits that keep the mind sharp and the spirit strong. And the Stoics understood this over 2,000 years ago. Today you'll see how their philosophy can help you develop an active mind by applying the wisdom of the great Stoic masters in a practical way. Imagine two people who live the same number of years. One becomes complacent, thinking they already know enough and stops questioning things. The other, even after decades, keeps learning, exploring new ideas, and challenging themselves intellectually. Which one seems younger? The answer is obvious. As Seneca put it, as long as we live, we must continue to learn how to live. Learning isn't something that ends after school or college. It's a lifelong process, essential for a rich and meaningful life. The first practical way to apply this is by cultivating intellectual humility. Marcus Aurelius taught, if someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I will gladly change. This means we should always be open to new perspectives, ready to let go of old habits and beliefs when we find something truer or more useful. If you want to keep learning, constantly ask yourself, is there a better way to do this? What can I learn from this situation? Another powerful lesson comes from Epictetus, who said, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. In other words, arrogance is the greatest obstacle to learning. If you believe you already know everything, you close the doors to new knowledge. To apply this in your daily life, adopt the mindset of an eternal student. Read books outside your comfort zone, listen to opposing opinions, and be willing to change your mind. Curiosity must also be paired with action. It's not enough to just absorb knowledge, you have to apply it. Seneca said, we do not learn for school, but for life. So next time you discover something new, ask yourself, how can I use this in practice? How can this improve my life or the lives of those around me? Another key point is adaptability. The world is constantly changing, and those who stop learning get left behind. Marcus Aurelius said, what stands in the way becomes the way. This means that instead of fearing challenges and change, we should see them as learning opportunities. When something seems difficult or unfamiliar, don't avoid it. Treat it as a test for your mind. The Stoics also practiced daily reflection as a learning tool. Marcus Aurelius wrote every night about what he had learned that day. This habit allows you to analyze your experiences and extract valuable lessons. Before going to bed, try asking yourself, what did I learn today? How can I improve tomorrow? Small reflections like these lead to big changes over time. True youth isn't in your skin, it's in your mind. As long as you keep learning, questioning, and expanding your horizons, you'll always be renewing yourself. As Seneca wisely said, the higher we climb, the wider our vision becomes. So never stop climbing. Sixth, you live in the present and avoid regrets. Have you ever noticed how some people seem trapped in the past or constantly anxious about the future, while others carry a different kind of lightness, fully enjoying each moment without being consumed by regrets or worries? The difference lies in a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy, living in the present. And if you already practice this, even without realizing it, know that it's one of the secrets to a fuller life with less emotional weight. But if you still struggle with regret or anxiety about the future, today you'll learn how Stoic wisdom can help you cultivate this mindset. Imagine a man who spends his entire life regretting past decisions. He tortures himself over what he should have done, the opportunities he missed, and the mistakes he made. Meanwhile, another man, facing the same circumstances, chooses to look ahead, learn from his experiences, and focus on what can be done now. Which of them will have a lighter, more fulfilling life? Marcus Aurelius teaches us, stop wasting time arguing about what a good man should be one. In other words, instead of wasting energy lamenting what's already behind you, focus on taking action in the present. The first way to apply this is by accepting that the past cannot be changed. Epictetus said, do not seek for events to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and you will have peace. Fighting the past is a lost battle. What happened, happened. What's in your control now is what you learn from it. When you catch yourself dwelling on a mistake or regret, ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? How can I use it to make better decisions moving forward? Another important lesson comes from Seneca, who said, the greatest obstacle to living is expectation, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. How many times have you postponed something waiting for the perfect moment? The truth is, the future never arrives exactly as we imagine, and the only thing that's real is now. If there's something you want to do, don't wait for perfect conditions. Ask yourself, what can I do today, with what I have, to take the first step? Stoicism also teaches the practice of memento mori, the constant reminder of mortality. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This doesn't mean living in fear of death, but rather being fully aware that time is limited. If you knew today was your last day, what would truly matter? This reflection helps us let go of trivial worries and focus on what actually has value. Another powerful way to stay in the present is to avoid excessive worrying about the future. Epictetus teaches, future troubles should be handled when they come. Until then, live in the present. In other words, suffering in advance solves nothing. The next time you feel anxious about what's ahead, ask yourself, is this problem real right now, or is it just in my imagination? If it hasn't happened yet, it doesn't deserve your energy. Seneca also warns us about the importance of truly experiencing each moment. While we delay, life speeds by. How many times have you been physically somewhere but mentally elsewhere? Truly appreciating the present means being present. The next time you're with someone, instead of thinking about what you need to do later, pay attention. Listen with interest. Feel the moment. The more you connect with now, the less room you leave for regrets in the future. Life happens in the present, and if you learn to fully embrace now, there's no space for regret. Accept the past as a lesson, not as a prison. Leave the future for when it arrives. And as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Choose to focus on the present, and your life will become much lighter. Seventh and final, you practice gratitude and see beauty in the small things. Have you ever noticed that some people seem genuinely happy, even without an extraordinary life? They don't need grand achievements, epic victories, or wealth to smile. They find value in the little things, see beauty where others don't, and are truly grateful for what they have. This is one of the greatest secrets to a fulfilling life, and the Stoics knew this over 2,000 years ago. If you already cultivate gratitude in your daily life, even without realizing it, you're closer to true happiness than you might think. But if you still feel like something is missing to reach that sense of lightness, today you'll learn how the great Stoic philosophers can help you see life's beauty with more clarity. Imagine two men walking down the same street. One is consumed by his problems, deadlines, and worries about the future. He walks without noticing the trees, without feeling the wind on his face, without acknowledging the people around him. The other, despite life's challenges, notices the sun shining, enjoys a conversation with a friend, and feels gratitude for simply being alive. Which one is truly living? Seneca teaches us, it is not happiness that makes us grateful, but gratitude that makes us happy. This means you don't have to wait for big events to feel gratitude. It shouldn't be a result. It should be a daily choice. The next time you feel like something is missing in your life, stop and ask yourself, what do I have today that I once wished for? Marcus Aurelius reinforces this idea by saying, do not waste time thinking about what you lack. Think about what you have and how much you would miss it if it were gone. This shift in perspective can completely change how you see life. If you're always focused on what's missing, you'll never feel complete. But if you learn to value what you already have, you'll find happiness in any situation. One practical way to apply this in your daily life is by developing a habit of conscious gratitude. At the end of each day, take a moment to list 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a smile from a stranger, or simply having a roof over your head. Small acts of gratitude train your mind to see the positive side of life. Another powerful lesson comes from Epictetus, who said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This means the secret to contentment isn't in accumulating more, but in learning to be satisfied with the essentials. If you think you always need something new to be happy, you'll never find peace. Practice simplicity. Before chasing after something, ask yourself, will this truly make me happier, or is it just a fleeting desire? The Stoics also teach us to find beauty in the details. Seneca said, things are not good or bad, but it is our perception that makes them so. A rainy day can be seen as an inconvenience or an opportunity to slow down and reflect. An unexpected challenge can be viewed as a problem or a lesson. It all depends on how you choose to see it. Another powerful Stoic exercise to increase gratitude is the practice of memento mori, the constant reminder of mortality. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. This teaches us that nothing is guaranteed. The people we love, the moments we experience, everything is temporary. When we truly understand this, we begin to cherish each moment as unique. If you learn to be grateful for what you already have and to see beauty in everyday life, you'll realize that happiness was never in the future. It was always in the present. As Epictetus said, what happens to you is not as important as how you react to it. You can choose to focus on what's missing, or you can train your mind to recognize what is already valuable. If you've made it this far, congratulations. This shows that you're truly committed to learning and applying Stoic wisdom in your life. Seeking knowledge is already a big step toward a more balanced life, and the fact that you're here today proves you're on the right path. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these Stoic teachings resonated the most with you? Let me know in the comments. If you don't have anything specific to say, just write gratitude so I'll know you watched until the end. And if this content made sense to you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep bringing more videos like this to you, and together, we'll continue growing this community of people who want to live with more purpose and balance. At the end of this video, I'll leave you with 2 more Stoic lessons to continue your journey of self-discovery. Pick one and keep learning. See you in the next video.